Welcome in everybody to TB Sports 27. We are live here on YouTube and ready to begin a brand new era of our Madden 25 franchise mode here, because if you joined us over on Patreon, patreon.com/TBSports27, we'll throw up the socials right there, patreon.com/TBSports27, there's a 30-minute video detailing the offseason and the lead up to the Super Bowl of Coach Jake Delhomme. And after a second season in Carolina, we have been let go, which will tie my record of all time going back to the history of this channel with our San Francisco 49ers as our quickest tenure. 2 years with the 49ers, and we had playoff appearances with the 49ers and got let go. 2 years with the Panthers, 6 wins in season 1. We went all out with a brand new rookie quarterback in season 2, showed some promise, but only 5 wins and got let go. So contract, let go, went into the offseason again. This is all in the video up on Patreon if you want to see it in greater detail. We had an offer, the only offer. I think we could have gone a few more weeks to get some different offers, but I was very intrigued by the offer from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because looking at the roster, a very solid roster, a recent Super Bowl, a recent playoff appearance in this game. Looking back the last 2 years, the Bucs finished with the same 8-9 record the last 2 seasons. Let me double check the math on that. Let me go back to last season. I have it here. Yeah, 8-9. They finished third place the first year that we did this, and then they obviously finished with a division win at 8-9, hosted a playoff game and all that fun stuff. So it's also intriguing to be able to stay within the division, to be able to play Quinn Ewers for 2 years and do that. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to go through the offseason, and we are going to go through maybe 1 or 2 preseason games, maybe just playing some of the offense to kind of get used to how all our players are. Again, we went in depth with our entire roster. We looked at the whole roster, the salary cap stuff, players that we need to draft. We went through the entire in detail offseason up on our Patreon page. So make sure you head on over patreon.com/TBSports27. Couple different levels, but $5 gets you in the door. And we have different levels which give you the on-air shout out, the Discord access, the bonus videos, the ability to request streams and all that fun stuff. So we go into deep detail on Patreon, so go check that out. But for now, we are going to jump into the offseason. Hopefully you guys saw our Super Bowl stream. I think a lot of you guys did tune into it, but at the end result, the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love, which oddly enough won a Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints in our Madden 20 franchise to close out that, comes and wins a Super Bowl with the Packers. So 5 Super Bowls for the Green Bay Packers here, which now ties them with the 49ers and the Cowboys, which you can see just to the right, with most Super Bowls in the NFC. So the Packers are right up there. They're still chasing down the Steelers and Patriots that have 6 Super Bowls apiece. The Chiefs, though, getting close with their 4 recently, so a lot of interesting stuff. But Super Bowl stream, that's up right here on YouTube, so you can check that out here. So we are going to jump into it again. Yearly awards, stats, all that stuff we already did over on Patreon, so we encourage you guys to go check that out if you have not done so. So we're going to jump into the off season, and we don't have a lot of salary cap to play with. That is one thing that we looked at as well over on Patreon. Not a whole lot of salary cap stuff that we have to our name. So let's see if do we get the yes. Okay, I was waiting to see if that screen came up. I tried to do it. I need to get a screenshot for my archives there, so you can kind of give a quick overlook at the awards right there and see Green Bay Packers 5-time Super Bowl champion Jordan Love was the MVP. Again, that stream is up on our YouTube page. In the season that we did before, it was the Eagles winning their 2nd Super Bowl. Oddly enough, kind of like they did in real life, but they beat the Chiefs in real life. So there you go on that. So I need to get my notepad out because we need to look at some team needs, and I have a feeling I'm going to need to write some of this down. So we're live right now, and hopefully you guys will be able to jump in and chat alongside with us because I want your help in who we should be drafting, who we should be looking at. Obviously, what we were drafting, our team needs when we were with the Carolina Panthers, is going to be quite different than now jumping into Tampa Bay. So all the scouting we did, and I guess we should look at the mock draft and see who they think we should take. But basically, all the scouting that we did is going to be for naught because we scouted certain players we needed in the Panthers that we don't need anymore. So let's see as we look through. This is a draft class that we downloaded that's supposed to be, I believe these are all real players. It's supposed to be a 2027 draft class in here. So there's who they're saying, a pass rusher for our former Carolina Panthers, but obviously we are way down. So Francis Maunga from Miami, a right tackle. Now that is something. Yeah, tackles, offensive line was a big issue with Tampa Bay when we were looking at the. Let's see if this is a real guy, so I can see if this is Francis Maunga. Yeah, he is considered a top offensive tackle prospect in the country from IMG Academy. IMG, I know all about IMG, so there you go, an IMG grad. I guess go through really quick. Any other big names if we jump at you with this quick draft class? So one thing that's going to be interesting with the draft as well is there's a glitch in this game. It wouldn't be an EA game without there being some kind of glitch. I kind of have to draft really, really quickly, I think, because I got screwed with the Panthers where I paused the clock to be able to like take a look at some stuff because they only give you a minute to draft, a minute and a half, where in real life the team gets 10 minutes to draft, right? So I don't know how that gets. But I paused the clock and there's a glitch in this game. I don't think they ever patched it. This is only the second off season. But even though the clock was paused, it would keep doing draft picks like underneath. So even though I never made my first round draft pick, by the time I drafted my first draft pick, the game had simulated the next 2 or 3 rounds, and with my second pick, the Panthers ended up drafting Tyler Crow, who was a fullback from Boise State, who we used a little bit last season, but we don't really have a full back-heavy playbook, so it was like basically a waste of a draft pick, so I'm going to have to go kind of quick with that, but should we go... do we keep our scouting from or is it what we've already scouted or what they've scouted up to this point? Yeah, so it's all the scouting we've done with Carolina. So obviously we put all our scouting into Iamaliama, thinking maybe looking at some different quarterback prospects. But this is our stuff from the Panthers, so that's obviously going to not pertain to the Buccaneers. They almost should have like what the previous scouting was and maybe a way to merge it, like what you've already done, but then if you join a new team, you shouldn't have to bring your scouting over from what you did with the team before because team needs are going to be completely different. I suppose we should look at some news. So we got Harrison Smith retiring. Todd Bowles, who is the former Bucs coach who got let go. Where is he headed? We're looking at NFL jerseys. Garrett Nussmeier, big time. Any other big retirements that we can see? Oh, no, I don't want to quit. Julio Jones hanging it up. Julio's didn't really get a lot of reps. He played a lot our first season with the Panthers and didn't get in too much. So here's our retirements, I suppose, here. So Harrison Smith, Ryan Tannehill, who it got me fired the first time from the 49ers. I brought him in when it wasn't working out with Jimmy Garoppolo, and they wanted Garoppolo. So they let me go. I got fired, and they ended up winning a Super Bowl about 8 years later, but with a rookie, not a rookie, but a drafted quarterback. So I guess who was right on that one? Matt Barkley is going to hang it up there. Derrick Henry, 10 years retired. I think they said with the new Madden that's something they worked on, so guys that are in their prime, like Derrick Henry, aren't retiring. Because that's been a thing for years where Tom Brady, I think from Madden like '08 on, like Tom Brady in every game would only play like 1 or 2 years and then retire. And he had another 15 years ahead of him. So I think, allegedly, that is supposed to be fixed coming up in the new game. But I suppose time will tell on that. But let's see what else we got. Julio retired. Patrick Peterson, I enjoyed the 2 years. Wow, a lot of Panthers retiring. So maybe we got out of there just in time. Patrick Peterson, who played solid for us for 2 years, coming in retiring. Andy Dalton as well. C.J. Mosley, Kyle Van Noy, Thomas Morstead, Juszczyk retiring after 13 seasons. See, we got any other Khalil Mack. So that was a disappointment. I was really excited. And there's no way to talk him out of it, huh? 12 years. So that's another one. I feel like Khalil's still kind of in his prime, but so we're losing Khalil Mack, and then these are all guys that were not part of any teams. There's Garoppolo. Well, there you go. Here, him and Ryan Tannehill fitting. Tim Patrick retiring after only 9 seasons. Logan Thomas, who, as a Cardinals fan as well as a Broncos fan, I really wanted to see how he played at quarterback instead of Ryan Lindley. That one, probably one of the most disappointing years as a Cardinals fan, where I felt like we had a Super Bowl quality team, but they just kept letting Ryan Lindley play instead of trying Logan Thomas. So he must have just been that awful. I mean, I guess he transitioned to a tight end. Either way. So should we do the storyline press conference? I don't know. It's always risky. I've been told that you should only do the storylines when it mentions a dev trait, because it kind of screws you over. I've been burned a couple of times with these. Like, I'll go into a press conference, and we've been struggling. Like, we'll have 4 wins, and then it'll say, hey, what are you going to do this season? And or what are you going to do next week? And your 3 choices are, your rookie quarterback's going to throw for 350 yards, your rookie quarterback's going to throw 5 touchdowns, or your rookie quarterback, the team's going to have like 800 yards of offense, and you have to pick one of the 3. And if you don't get it, then you lose like the locker room. And it's like, those are all terrible choices. No coach that has 3-4 wins would ever promise this. I think I'll jump into this just because it's the first time to see Jake Delhomme in Tampa Bay Red, which might shock some people. And then I suppose, I don't know if Alpha's out there, but you're wondering how to relocate. There you go right there. Click Manage Team. That's how you relocate. And then I think we'll look at staff moves and maybe write down our team needs. I want to show you some slider adjustments I did. I changed the sliders before the Super Bowl based on, I think it was Game Rant. It was their slider recommendations. I made some tweaks because I really wasn't liking how the game was playing. I'll show it to you guys. You let me know in the comments if you think it's good or not. But let's jump into this press conference first and get your first look at Jake Delhomme in Tampa Bay Red. First, I guess second time to be with the Buccaneers. I did 1 season with the Buccaneers back in Madden 12, but I only played 1 year with it and didn't really keep it going, so it wasn't like, all right, what's your focus? Make sure we win the draft. There's no make a splash. I like make sure we win the draft. So there you go. There's Jake Delhomme in Buccaneer Red. Should I take a screenshot? Draft the difference maker, draft a sleeper. Hopefully, we're going to draft the difference maker. I don't know. Again, these are the things, these are tough things that kind of screw your team over if you get it wrong. But either way, I just wanted to see what he looked like in Tampa Bay Red. So let's look at the sliders real quick before we dive into this too much. And again, I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with these. I think I might change this too. I think I might change the quarter length. I was doing this with the RXFL, and I thought it felt a little better. So you can only do up to 25 seconds, which I think is kind of dumb. And what we had it at 9 minutes, right? Let me check my recent video. I think we had set it at 9 minutes, but I thought it felt really good. I'm checking right now in the comments. Or not in the comments, but my past. And part of the reason I'm checking the Battle of London is we've been playing College Football 14. Yeah, I did 9 minutes with the 25 second, which meant more time. Like when you get to the 2-minute drill, way too much time kind of rolls off the clock. So I think this feels a little better. So trim 2 minutes there and have less time come off the clock. We're at All Pro Simulation. You can kind of look at all the other stuff. We're doing auto for scout. I'll go in and scout some stuff, but for the most part, I'm letting my coaches do the scouting, and the advancement, I let that stuff happen on its own as far as the training and all that goes. So I am going to also show you gameplay sliders. So again, you can let me know in the comments, what do you think, if they're good or not. These are the adjustments I've made. Now, typically, if I ever made an adjustment for my own, I would try to match the computer. But this game, more than ever, I feel like there is quite a difference in computer and player. So quarterback accuracy, they recommended dropping it down to 40. I'm going to play around with that and see. because I did feel like at times that once we switched to the classic passing, that it was very easy to make a lot of throws. Like the second half of the year, Quinn Ewers was doing really good. So we'll have to see if 40 is too much of a detriment or not. We'll just have to wait and see. I think they had pass blocking a lot lower as well. I kept it at 50 because even at 50, I was taking a decent amount of sacks. So I left that at 50. Ball security, they said drop to 40. We'll see if that ends up making a bunch of fumbles or not. I felt like we had a decent amount of fumbles, but that's one I'm going to play with as well. Pass defense reaction time, they bumped that up to 60 for us. Maybe we need to bump it up more because that was the big issue is players, the defense. I told you 70 to 80% completion percentage every game was getting really annoying. Interceptions, they had it at 20. I dropped it down to 15 because interceptions are insane in this game and in college football. 25. Pass coverage as well, up to 60. We could bump that out more. So on their side, they had quarterback accuracy down to 48. If it still seems like they're hitting everything, I might drop that down to 40 like me. But in the Super Bowl simulation that we did, I think both quarterbacks, Tua and Jordan Love, were at 60% completion percentage, which is a little more realistic. Not to say quarterbacks never have a 70 or 80% completion percentage day, but every game that we were playing, the other quarterback was like hitting every target. Pass blocking, I did drop them to 40 because I felt like we were never getting that many sacks. We would get a few, but not that many. If it seems like it's OP'd, I will bump that up. Wide receiver catching, they put at 56. Again, it seems like they were hitting everything. If that seems overpowered, I might drop it. Run blocking, I'm okay with because our Panthers were constantly ranking. We were like 32 in pass coverage, but we were constantly number one in stopping the run. And I feel like that wasn't super realistic. So I agreed with them. I bumped that up to 60. They also said ball security at 60. They have their reaction time at 65. Quarterback pass coverage as well at 70. We'll see. That might be a little strong. Like we lowered our accuracy and bumped that up, but we're gonna see how that feels, and I can always tweak that. And then they put tackling at 65. I don't think we adjusted our tackling, but again, that's something we could tweak about. Quarterback field goal power, because kickers just blast anything from 50 plus yards. Accuracy, I did drop down to 42. That was their suggestion, and the rest of these. Injuries still at 20. Even at 20, you get a bunch of injuries. When it was at 50, you're getting injuries every other play. And then they had all of these kind of crazy. They had these at like 70s and 80s. They had holding in like the 80s. I just put it at 55. Even with that, I felt like in the Super Bowl, we got decent enough of penalties. Face mask almost never gets called in this game. I've had these at 99%. And how often do you see any of those get called? Like almost never. And I have roughing the kicker and running into the kicker both turned off like I do in college football because you can watch any of the past streams. It's overly sensitive. You don't even touch the kicker and they'll throw a 15-yard flag. And the camera angle to block kicks isn't that great. So there's like not a way to angle yourself. And I've been burned way too many times. So those are turned off. And those are kind of the big ones. I wasn't really able to tweak anything else other than that. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments as far as that goes. Let's look at our staff just to make sure we're at a full... we have no offensive coordinator. So there you go, Coach Jake Delhomme. I guess we still got our Panthers playbook, our Dave Canales, or Canales' playbook. We need to bring in everything. We're just... Everyone walked out with the firing. So... Here we go. We can. This is our offensive coordinator. So he. This is for head coach or for. Can we hire a head coach quality guy at? Well, there's Canales there. Also fired wherever he was before. Now, is this hiring for head coach or, like, can I hire Brian Daboll, who's pretty good at defense in a defensive position, or? Oh, look at that old Broncos coach. I think Doug Peterson, Dan Quinn. But I don't know if these guys would want to. So I guess I picked offensive coordinator. So I suppose it would be. Let's see. Do we have a solid offensive minded? I don't know if any of these head coaches would like to come over, but. These are Healthy reps. I don't know. Dable, he had such a recent run. Let's see. Chicago. Raheem Morris. See, Peterson, I'd be interested. I don't know if he would come in. We can make a deal. Dan Quinn, he's out there too. Defensive guru. Maybe he's more of a D-line focus, start to the secondary, offensive guru, defensive guru. Let's see, would he take you hire? Oh, he just comes along. Okay, so we're gonna hire Doug Peterson. I don't think I've had to do this before. And then can we just go get another head coach to be our defensive coordinator? Because if so, Dan Quinn out there. I don't know. Would he have been better off offense? Because it feels like their offense is firing on all cylinders here. But it says D-line focus, staff builder, defensive guru. Right? I don't know. Is he more... Because he was... I guess he's more defensive focus, right? More, that's his... Let me look at his background. I guess I'm just thinking what happened in Washington recently, where it just seemed like their offense was firing on all cylinders. Yeah, he was a defensive coordinator with the Cowboys previous to that. So I was just thinking of what the offense did in Washington. But so no negotiation, no nothing. You just hire. So we got Dan Quinn, Doug Peterson, and Jake Delhomme. What a heck of a roster here. So cool. What is any of this? Upgrade, do I... Nothing? Okay. I pick one of these? Purchase? I don't think I think I had this automatic... Or are these just... I don't think I've ever messed with this before. Hometown discount. Okay, let's... Wow, I had a lot of points. I have not messed with this before. Defensive tackle. These are all for defense. And these are trades. Centers. Halfbacks, fullbacks, quarterbacks. Oh, I can't even do those ones. I kind of have to go like a tree. Okay. I guess, should we focus on defense? I can't even do that one. Sure, just spend it all. We need tackles anyway. Okay, there's great. Just spend a bunch of points. All right. So we are going to back out, and we got a hefty staff here, which is awesome. And then coach and coordinator movement. So you can see all the guys that were fired. Broncos just cleaned house. Doug Peterson, they all cleaned house. Commanders cleaned house. So that's why we were able. And there we go. There's me. None of my coordinators out. 37-year-old Jake Delhomme. Toast out of there. Okay. So now we are going to write down our team needs. Isn't there like a team needs list? I guess we should just look from here. Our lineup. So you can see. I'm kind of excited to play with Baker. I think that'll be fun. So, big need, possibly a fullback, but that's not like an emergency position. We're doing good. So, the big thing is left guard that we need. Center is okay, and right guard. Right guard's the big one. That's the one they were saying draft the guy from Miami, which I'm definitely looking at. Tight end could definitely, if there's an opportunity, some improvement. I don't know how much of a dent we can make in free agency, because we do not have a whole lot of money to spend. This team is pretty cap heavy. Defense, that was the other thing. All linebackers. All linebackers. I remember, again, more detailed over on Patreon when we went through each and every position. And then our line. So right end, we're looking at defensive tackle 2. We're looking at DT1, DT2, and kind of, I guess, a corner. We can maybe look at boosting our corners a little bit, but for the most part, I think we're focused on offensive line, linebackers, defensive end, stuff like that. So I think that's a good starting point. Okay, let's jump into it. Let's see what we can do. I think that's a solid. I think that's everything we can do from here, right? Yeah. So we're going to advance to re-sign, which I think most players have possibly 13 players ready to negotiate, and oh, now we just got a bunch of cap space back. So here we go. Okay. So I guess let's look at everybody and make sure we're being smart about this. I thought a lot of these guys, we looked at all this stuff, and I thought these guys were all re-signed, but I guess we have to do this. Last chance negotiate. Okay. So I think we focus on Mike Evans first. We got 53 grand to play with, so let's go. The player-friendly low risk. 3 years, $8 million. I think he's worth it. Right? I mean, it's our franchise. It's the guy. How many years is he in Mike Evans in his career? It does not say. It just says age 33. So, okay, good. That's good. That dropped our cap room down a bit. That's okay. Left end, accept the option. 5th-year option. Yeah. Or do we just reject it and then negotiate with him? Because I want to bring him back as a... They said he would go long term, so let's reject that. Rejecting it will around the player more. They can be re-signed as normal. Yeah, that's fine. So we will reject that, right? Isn't that the way to go? And then you re-sign them next season. Because I'll re-sign him. K. Dotton, tight end. We can franchise tag him. That's a lot of money, though. $25 million for 77 overall. I suppose that's not bad, but I don't want to pay 77 million. These are all just like franchise tag. Oh, so most of these are franchise tag guys. That's not even like re-signing. Everyone's not necessarily a re-sign situation. So okay, is there anyone that's worth franchise tagging? I suppose. I'm not worried. For 75 overall, I'm not really worried about re-sign. I'm going to pull that one. Whitehead. That's not terrible. 8 million negotiation last chance. 71 overall corner. That's a solid backup, but I almost feel like you can get that almost anywhere. These are all guys that we can definitely get anywhere else. So we're 71 for someone that's gonna, we'll throw 2 years out there, see if he takes it. Good, that's fine. That doesn't break the bank. Anyone that you guys in the comments think we should be franchise tagging here? That's a massive franchise tag. I mean, that's the guy we just said we would negotiate. We didn't do the 5th-year pickup because we want to renegotiate. Hopefully that doesn't screw us. We will see if that screws us over. But our best bet at a franchise tag is here because that's not that much, the 8 million for Whitehead. But maybe we can look at picking up another tight end. So I'm not. Jake Browning, $10 million to be a backup. I can get any quarterback. So. See you later. This is not bad. 76 linebacker. I know it's not going to be like you're not like a mainstay guy, but let's get him for one more. Yeah. I mean, .4, that's like nothing to get 2 years out of him. Good. Take him. 70 overall. Jake Browning, Anthony Walker. I want to make sure I have some room for free agency as well. 76 center. I mean, a lot of these are like backup guys. No, not worried about you. By punter. 77 overall punter. That's not terrible. He's not really interested in re-signing. Let's see what we got here. Or do we just go out and get any punter for cheap? Are we going to be able to find someone that good? See if we can. Let's do 2 years. Let's see. Okay. We got that. Still got 26 million to play with, which maybe can grab us a free agent or two. Right guard. These, I mean, you hate to spend the money, but it's just like these are easy. Let's just say two years. See if he'll take it. You hate to spend the money, but these are just like backup guys that you can at least have on the roster. Middle linebacker. See, I think we're gonna. Is he a starter? $5 million. We're gonna get rid of you. I think we can get rid of you. And then basically, did I pull his contract by accident, or was he always franchise tagged? Maybe he was always just a franchise tag guy. Would that be worth doing the franchise tag? That's a 73 overall. Only $4 million. Is he one of our starters? See, I wish you can view in depth chart. I mean, he is up there. Him and Eric Kendricks, both a 73. So you're both like our two middle linebackers, which we're hoping to. So we can keep one. 31, 34. Hate to say it. Let's keep the younger guy. We'll drop you, and then we will 1 year, $21 million salary. What? Why is it that much? Why it says the total's $4 million. Okay, well forget it then. We'll just renegotiate when that time comes. Franchise tag always sucks anyway. Okay, so we're gonna see whether or not these were good moves or not. But we got $23 million to play with going into free agency here. So let's head into that. What time we got? All In is today. You guys are gonna be watching coming up in 1 hour. So free agency part 1. Okay, looking at my notes here. Okay, so see combine results. We'll look at that when draft time comes. Okay, free agents. Here we go. We got $20 million to play with here in free agency. We're looking at right guard, left guard, tight end. So we got a 91 overall. We got Deebo Samuels. I mean, we can instantly make some moves there for if we want to boost up our linebacker situation. Stephon Gilmore out there too. Ryan Kelly. Okay. So left guard was one of our big needs. It was left guard, right guard. He doesn't have much interest, but I say if we have money, we just go nuts, right? We try to get a really good left guard. Because what's our current... there you see the left guard situation. 77 and 69. So that would instantly be a boost. It's a lot of money we're throwing out there, but I mean, that's like a spot that we need. Would he go 3 years? We did a player-friendly, team-friendly. If we can drop the bonus down to 10 million and see if we can get 3 years, or put that offer in at least. Offer strength. Okay. Okay. So where does that leave us with money to play with? That pretty much just took all our money. Okay. That's okay. Hey, we're going the top overall that we got here. That's top 100. Right guard, hopefully we're gonna be good at that draft position. Maybe, maybe not. Tight end was something we wanted to look at as well. So kind of older there. Former Bronco. These are all like 77s though. We just got rid of a 77. We just got rid of Kate Otten there. So nothing huge on the tight ends. That's kind of okay. So what about? I don't even know we can make like a solid offer because we just spent all that money on that one offer to him. Nick Bonino. I'm a Broncos fan. I'm a big Nick Bonino fan. He's only coming in at a 74 overall, but I think even that would be something. Let's see what we got here. We would not even be able to make a solid offer. What's like... How low of an offer can we make where we're still in the cap? Oh, we couldn't. I mean... Okay, so we can make a 3-year, $1 million offer. I'm just going to try it. I don't think it'll work. But that's pretty much what we got for our cap room because we use it. So we go to the next week. Hopefully we get a decision. If not, like I said, the time will tell if we made a good choice or not with this left guard. Chris Olave, he's out of here. He's toast. DeAndre Hopkins as well. So we'll see. More retirements? I thought we already... I don't know why we're seeing the screen a second time, but either way, there you go. Should we look at Pro Day results? I don't know. We shouldn't even be scouting these same guys again. I think we for our Miami guy. Where'd he go? It was a right guard, wasn't it? Or was it a left guard? Or are we not even scouting him? I don't know. I should go with what the mock draft says. I don't even remember what his name is. Do I still have it Googled here? Francis Mauga. So, Ernest Green the third. We need a center as well. Alabama center. You can usually never go wrong there. Okay, so that's that. What else are we going to look at here? Signed free agents, right? Is that... Did our offer go through? Did it get shut down? What is... Oh, players have... Okay, he did not... He signed with the Patriots, so we get all our cap room back, right? Isn't that how that works? Why am I still at... Okay, I did get on my... It just like... It said we didn't have any cap room. I think we still have our offer in for... So, okay, we made a big play. We didn't get it. Yeah, it still says cap room. Okay, now it updated. Up at the top, the cap room was still. So, Joe Tunney off to the Patriots. Debo Samuel to the Commanders. Patriots picked up a lot of players. Man, a lot of guys are already off the board here. So, let's regroup. Let's look again. Left guard. I mean, 77. All of a sudden, we're not getting any like big names. 34. He's kind of up there, but it wouldn't even be much of a dent. 78 for right guard. I mean, that's going to be an improvement immediately there. Fortunately, Mr. Alex Kappa doesn't have any star situation here, but let's see if we can get him for 3 years. Offer strength good, so that's right guard. Again, nothing for tight end. We already looked at tight end. Center, we didn't write down that we needed. What about linebacker? So Benino, he went with the Titans. Whatever they offered him, it was. So what does evaluation offer do? Does that just force it along or something? Should I have done that? Let me Google this. Madden eval offer. Eval offers are a feature allowing teams to make 3 contract offers per week to free agents without advancing the game week. This lets teams negotiate with potential players and finalize deal. Okay, so I probably should have done that. They didn't have this in the older Madden that I played. So, what about Zach Braun? He's not interested. He is a 73, but maybe we can. I mean, we're not getting any better at that point. You know, it's only if we're increasing or 77. I mean, that would be an improvement over anyone that we have now. 27 years old as well. Or should we get someone that's really interested? We're only losing one Mac Wilson. I mean, he's always been solid, right? What's he even up to these days? Maybe Mac Wilson, he is a linebacker. Oh, he just came to the Cardinals. That's right. So let's try it. He's interested. He's 28. He's a 75. It's going to instantly be an improvement. So we'll go 3 years. I can click this button, right? Or do I want to put all my offers in first and then shim forward? Right end. We're looking at a right end here. I mean, any of these guys are going to be an improvement. Grady Jarrett. We're going to get Sam Williams. He was big stud on my Broncos team, like with my Madden 20. Should I bring him in? I mean, he'd be a backup though. If we bring in somebody, it'd have to be an improvement. Do you go a couple years? I mean, that's a lot older. Or do you drop down 2 points, get somebody else? I'm not even looking at these scheme fit things as well. Like, that'd be the other thing to do. Should I even worry about scheme? Should I just go? I'm gonna go Sam Williams. And that's pretty much going to be everything. Defensive tackle and corners. Harrison Phillips is interested. Michael Pierce. We don't have enough money. That would have been a big. We should have probably gone there first. Would have been a big jump there. And corner. Most of the corners have been popped up. Xavier Howard. He has interest. Let's see what. Yeah, he was on the Dolphins. but we don't have any monies to give him. So let's, I guess, do we do it on this screen? They've evaluated their offers. Or do I want to do all? Oh, well, there you go. We got our right guard. We got our right end. And we got old Mac Wilson, linebacker, too. I know that's not going to fill the spot of Khalil Mack, but that's at least something. They're 70s. They're not like, but, and then how much does that give us to play around with? Because we were looking at corners, right? Oh, I think. Oh, no, these are signed. These are not available. That's what we were looking at here was Howard. Do we have money? No, that's pretty much all of our money. Unless he wants to take like a really nice deal. I'm going to give him like 500,000 on a 3-year. Try it. See what he thinks. Did not sign. So let's advance. And then after that, it's pretty much rookie stuff. So we got a couple of guys. Let's see. So he did not sign yet, but he's still kind of interested. But that's pretty much all. Did he turn? What's that? What's that mean? What's the double arrows mean? Does that mean I need to offer him again? Does that mean we're still negotiating? Does that mean he turned it down? Maybe we can go 1.5. And we can drop. Okay. What about a 4-year? Do you think he'd go for that? Or is that just like... I mean, no one's offering him anything. So let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's go. Wait, did we get him? We got him. Okay, wow. I think that's decent for, I mean, a 78 that's immediately going to be up in our I think he's going to be one of our starters up when that is all said and done. Let's look at what he did in the past. He only had 1 interception. You know, hey, he's going to be up in there. Okay, so we got 4 guys. So of our team needs, we had right guard, left guard, tight end, all the linebackers, right end, defensive tackle, and corner. We got right end, right guard, middle linebacker, and corner. So immediately we made a jump. And then we cannot do anything else, right? We're pretty much toast. Let's just see. What if we jump in here? Yeah. Unless somebody's going to take like... I don't even think we can get that low anymore. So we're only paying him like $1 million. He took the only offer that was coming his way. So we could realistically make one more offer, but it's gonna be for like $1 million. And defensive tackle was all that was left, right? Unless one of these guys that has not been offered yet would want to come in for cheap. And he's immediately would be up there. The best I can do. So let's... I don't think, but we'll try it. We can get as low as we can get. Squeeze every penny. The Glazers, they're emptying the pocketbook here. So the least we can do is 1.2 million. I don't know. He's got that veteran status. So we might not be able to get it down. Say 3 years. That's as low as we can get. We'll see. He's not happy about it, but we'll advance forward. He's more interested as we go along. Mr. Harrison Phillips. What team is he on these days? Harrison Phillips, he is on the Vikings, a 3-time Walter Payton Man of the Year winner. So there you go. Or nominee, right? Not a winner. Nominee, I was going to say. You can only win that award once, right? All right, we will advance to next week. Let's see if we got him to come on up. And we did not. He rather, either someone made an offer or he rather go to free agency and wait for a better contract and take a shot on him. So yeah, he did not go for it. I guess our offer's still there. It says it's still there, so we'll see. I know there was a low, but that's all we can do. We'll see any big names. I'll let you guys kind of. Nobody took Brandon Aubrey. Maybe if he's desperate enough, we can also sign Pinton here. And Cardinals went heavy in free agency. A lot of the punters and stuff did not get picked up. Honey Badger's out there. He's an 80. I don't know. We cannot look at our roster, but that could be interesting because I think he's still got some juice left in him. And Hopkins as well. I don't know. That could be interesting. But there's some interesting names that we may be able to pick up on the cheap, and Honey Badger one. Let's look at our roster one more time, because I think Honey Badger could be super interesting. We don't necessarily need him, but he'd be an 80, and it would be a solid backup there, especially if we get him for cheap. So other guys we can start looking at getting rid of. We got rid of. Oh, look at that. Was Taylon Green always on this team? Former Boise State quarterback. I'm cool with that. I know he's only a 61. And then Mac Jones is a backup. But from what we just signed, we got the left guard. So, right? Or no, what was it? It was a right guard that we signed. Here, yeah. No. Who the heck did we sign? I'd have to reorganize everything again. Private workouts, scouting. I let them just kind of take care of that stuff. We're almost an hour in, and we haven't even done any of the preseason games at this point. Suppose depth chart. Do we do just an auto reorder with all our new guys? Okay. So we got Ibuka, Mike Evans, who we re-signed, Chris Godwin. So we got a pretty solid 1, 2, 3, and then Trey Palmer coming in at a 76, not bad at all. Tight ends were definitely we can get a little. We got rid of Otten, so we're doing a little weaker there. Who the heck? I'm forgetting already. Who the heck? We just signed someone offensively, and I'm already forgetting my signings. Right guard, Kappa. It was Kappa. Okay, I don't know why I was like, oh, it wasn't him. It was Kappa. So center, we're sitting. We need to get another center for like a backup, and left guard we're still, which maybe we can address in the draft. But yeah, Kappa's already a starter. That was our signing from Hamburg State. And then what else did we get? We got why can I not remember like who we all just picked up? is a right guard, a right end, and a middle linebacker, and a corner. Right guard, right end, middle linebacker. Right guard, right end, middle linebacker. Right guard, right end, middle linebacker. Right guard, right end. So there we go there. Middle linebacker. Mac Wilson is already going to be a starter in this lineup. And then corner. Boy, he's buried. I thought he was going to be a lot higher up on the depth chart. We might just bump him up. I don't know. How did Mr. Hall do? Oh, no, that's reorder. I want to look at his card. I can't look at his card. Okay. Oh, and that just kicked me out. Okay. I thought it was going to be a lot higher up on the depth chart. So I may have overshot that one, but I don't know. We can move him up. We can which I suppose we can do this again after the draft, but I think we can bump him up. Why did I think he was going to be? I thought he was going to be like the number 2 guy, so I kind of whiffed on. I guess he's still. I mean, he's not. Maybe we put him number 3 here. So we can still get in there, and then depending on how Breece Hall does, we could bump him up even more. Possibility. What are we looking at? Kicker situation. McLaughlin. That's an 80. Yeah, I mean, we got a couple free agent kickers and punters out there, but I think we can't do much better than that. Okay, so now we go into the draft. Should we? It's gonna tell us like best option, right? Or should I make sure I get like my best? I want to see the mock draft because that's the one. That's where it's gonna tell us, I think. Who we should be going at? Because we're not gonna take. The latest, the Broncos, first time in history, they're going to have the number 1 pick. So ideally, hopefully, look at that, Iamalevala going to the. So they're still saying our Miami guy, Francis Mauga, it should be available, which should hopefully be what we're looking at here. All right, let's dive into it and see. Help me out in the chat as well. Can I make the good pick? Advance to the draft. Yes. Start the draft. I'd like to see us go out and draft a quarterback. You have freaking Baker Mayfield. Why do we need to draft a quarterback right now? And then we got Mac Jones, who's been a starter as a backup, and then rookie Taylon Green. Yeah, I'm not listening to you, buddy. I think they might do a video, so I might have to cover this up because I think it would be copyright claimed. Yep. Oh, there we go. So we're covering that up because we'll probably get a copyright hit. Anyway, it is about an hour in, so Patreon, subscribe on YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs. I'm gonna skip this anyway. Okay. So we are up, and you see they only give us a minute. We should have 10 minutes to pick, like real life in the draft. And if I do pause draft, it doesn't like let you pause. So I can't even stop and look and see who all got drafted. But is our right tackle out there that they said we should take? Or is it was a right guard? Our guy from Miami. I know we didn't scout him. Can I not just look at everything? So this is where it gets annoying. This is where I get like, I think the pause thing is still broken, but where's the guy that, or did he already get drafted? Oh, he did get drafted by the Eagles, damn it. Okay. Okay. So, right tackle. No, let's look at... I guess we should look at best available, or... Left guard. Right guard. Let's go right guard, because that's kind of what we need. Whether or not this is the right pick or not, we're taking a shot. An excellent pick. So, we got a guy that should have been number 5. We got him at number 19. And so maybe the glitch, maybe they patched out the glitch. I don't know, because I hate the clock when they only give you 2 minutes when you should have like 10 minutes in real life time. Or maybe I just did it in time. Trade pick. They don't. I thought they go like one by one. Isn't there supposed to be like a whole cutscene thing? Do they take that out? I think I have the full draft experience on here. Draft presentation full, but we're not getting like any cutscenes or anything. Okay, so resume draft. Apparently this is where the new Madden's supposed to be better about letting you know what you need, team needs. So we got our right guard, right? Now the clock's going again. Can I pause that? Or is that the glitch? Oh, because I did resume draft or something. So right guard, left guard, tight end. Let's look at tight end. Is there any solid tight ends out there? Michigan State? Or what about anyone that we've, like, who we scouted? I want everybody. Favorites. We didn't mark any favorites. Okay. Quarterback, strong safety, left end, wide receiver. We don't need any left ends. We do need defensive tackle. We need another center. There's no good centers. No good defensive tackles left. Any good linebackers? These are all... yeah. Corners. I guess we're kind of stacked at corner. So I guess let's focus on tight end. Let's see what we get here at tight end. Michigan State, Georgia. Where? Possession. Or vertical threat. Let's get a possession guy. Let's see. Take a shot at it. Average pick. Okay. Oscar Delp. Okay, so maybe they did fix the glitch because it's not like progressing like it was like crazy before, where like I made a pick and then it just like screwed me over. And the fact that it's not going pick by pick either, it's not allowing you to like trade up as well or trade down or do anything like that. So we're basically just making selections instead of making trades. But either way, so how can we see who we've drafted so far? Because I know it's only been 2 players. But it like doesn't show you. This draft interface kind of sucks. I really hope they revamp it for the next game because it's like, who have I drafted? Who, like, it doesn't show you anything. It doesn't show you who the other team has drafted up to this point. Doesn't show you like anything. I know we just drafted the tight end. Left guard, right guard. We got a corner. We were saying corners on the list. Well, here, I mean, we're in the 3rd round. Jacob Manu. Almost sounds like Jacob Fatu, right? Are we reaching? We do need a center as well, like a good backup center. And we do need linebackers. So are we reaching? Oh, we're technically in the 3rd round. Prospect ranks. Corner. I say we take Manu. We need linebacker. We'll see what happens here. He was ranked 181. You drafted him at 83. Yeah. Right now, we're just going like best available at this point. Kind of going by ranking. I don't know what's the best one of these to be on. Wide receiver? Should we take Antonio Williams? We don't really need it. Corner? We had a corner on our list that we kind of needed. So we need our guards, a center, right end. See, part of the problem is it gets like all clogged up with like useless guys, right? See, then we're down. Like I need a right end, but then we're down to like, you know, undrafted free agents at that point. Like, how are we in the 4th round? There's only 5 right ends left that can be drafted. So, of everybody that's available, I suppose, let's take a shot here. Corner, let's see what can happen. He's still out there. Maybe this will be like a steal. Yeah. The draft is so hard to do in these games. There's like they don't write it, like they don't put it out there easily. It kind of sucks. It's hard to keep track of everything. It's just like it's really annoying. Corner again. And it doesn't show you like your team need, right? Like if you click on this, like it has the team need up there, but I want to see like in my depth chart where this guy would go. It doesn't show any of this, you know. Like, there's team needs over there, but, like, depth chart, there's nothing showing me, like, depth chart or anything. I mean, there's all the linebackers that's saying we're need. Left tackle, right guard, left guard. But then it's like, then we're digging all the way down in the depth chart here. Caleb Banks, should we take a defensive tackle, which we need? Finesse moves and block shedding is terrible, though. So then it's like we're just down to nothingness. Should I just let the computer finish it out? There's like not a lot of good. Finn Claypool out of Drake. Need a linebacker. Sure. Let's take him. And I might just let the computer... it's a D. Okay. Oh, that's all the picks we had. Okay, well, good. What just happened? It's like my game just glitched. Yeah, the draft is really tough to do in these games. It's like a crapshoot. And we have no salary cap. So I imagine we have to let some people go to get rid of that. How did we get over the salary cap when we were under it? I know we had the draft, but doesn't the game like allocate so many draft picks to like not make you go over? So we drafted 2 left linebackers, corner, a tight end, and a right guard. So we will soon find out how this goes. And I suppose, I don't know, maybe we can make some cuts and get under the salary cap here. Can we like see everybody's draft? So that's the part. Like you don't know. Does it show? Okay, here's everyone. So the number 1 pick, Reuben Bain Jr., the left end out of Miami. And again, this is like where it's, you know, it'd be nice if the draft was kind of streamlined. Like it doesn't go pick by pick, right? So by the time it was my turn to draft, it just skipped everything. And then Philly had drafted the guy I wanted instead of like, you know, maybe there's a chance to trade up or negotiate, or you want to get a little higher to get your guy. You know, all the guys that you would want, by the time it gets to your pick, they already get drafted, and then you get screwed over. Like there was our guy, and he went to Philly, and it just skimmed right past that. So see if there's any other. I mean, you guys can kind of look at whatever. Time will tell if we did good in the draft or not. But like I said, the draft has always been so hard in these Madden games because you don't know your roster. You don't, you can write the stuff down, but team needs and all, it's just scattered all over the place. And there's a 2-minute running clock for God knows what reason, when in real life you have 10 minutes to pick somebody. And it's like, to find the guy you want, it's all scattered. You don't know where it's going to fit. It doesn't show you your depth chart, so you don't know where they're going to be in the depth chart versus where other players, teams have drafted. You can't look at past rounds, all that stuff. So it's a crapshoot, and it's always really tough. And you can't just like look by position either. I guess you can sort. Yeah, there you go. I guess you can. So if there's any big names that kind of jump out at you, quarterbacks are always the one you want to look at to see, like, oh, that might be interesting, of guys that went anywhere. Nussmeier went to the Steelers. No other big, I guess, quarterback names here that really jump out to me as big difference makers, but anyway, let me know. I probably did terrible, but in the comments down below. But you know, I've won Super Bowls before with these methods, so we're gonna do what we do. Adjust roster. This isn't like anything, other than if we wanted to start cutting people, I guess. But this doesn't depth chart any of that stuff. There's our rookie that we just picked up. So, I don't know. Was it worth it? We could move him over to left guard, maybe. Would that be... That could be a possibility. What's his contract situation? We could play around with that. It just kicks me out. Okay. Yeah, this game can kind of suck sometimes. Okay, so we will go to preseason, and we'll finally jump into some gameplay. And we got time for maybe like 30 minutes here. Let's look at any big... Do we get our draft grade anywhere? B-. Patrick Peterson. So we had a Hall of Famer on our team. Let's media availability. Should we do another press conference or just skip it? Free agent. Let's see what we got in the free agent situation here. Kickers, punters. Don't need halfback. Garrett Bowles. Broncos, man. There's Madison, former Boise Stater, but we're good with running backs and all that. All right, let's take a look. We need to let some guys go, right? I guess we will cut. Oh no, we have 4 million cap space, so we are okay. We had like negative before. All right, let's look real quick before we jump into actually getting some gameplay here. I suppose let's look at the depth chart, because that's going to be the big one. So obviously Baker that we got, Mac Jones, I don't think I knew Taylon Green was on. Maybe because was he just like on the practice squad and he got bumped up when we let Browning go? Possibility. Running game, Rashad White, Bucky Irving, all good there. Nothing for fullback, that's fine. Wide receivers are all good. Tight end, so didn't we did draft a rookie tight end, and he is. So let's do auto reorder, I guess, to begin with. Yeah, there we go. So he'll be up there second, and we can cut some of these guys as that time comes up. Left guard, we brought in Kappa. We got a rookie. Where's the? Or did they already? Oh no, okay. So they did it for me. They moved Kappa to left guard, which I said I wanted to do, and they probably put the rookie. Yeah, they put the rookie. Okay, which is what I was going to move the rookie, but maybe that's a smarter move, so that's fine. So Kappa's there. Probably still need to go out at some point. Get another. Should we just grab a center while we're thinking about it? Or could we maybe trade for one? Let's see. $74. Old veteran. Bradley Bozeman. We get a little younger, 71, a little cheaper. So that at least gives us some backup relief there, right? And this is going to be the first game I've played with the new slider, so we're going to see if it's any good or not. Okay, good. That's a good move. That's a good move there. And then we got a couple of centers, so we're doing okay there. 70s, obviously, you'd like to get a little higher. We got a rookie, but you know, we did go all out trying to get the big name, but we didn't. Or was that guard? I think it was. Yeah, I think it was that guard we were trying to do. But yeah, 96 left tackle. Let's set 81 left tackle. So right end's kind of a weak point, and we need more. We need more defensive tackles as well. We didn't really, I guess, do that great. There's Manu. It's only a 76. There's Mac Wilson, who's one of our free agents that we brought in. Yaya Daibi. He's actually left, but he's gonna be a starter. And then we brought in Howard. I'm actually going to make the choice. Let me look at Brees Hall's card. I can't look at his card. Is there a way to look at his card from the depth chart? Or do I have to back all the way out and go into a separate menu? Let's see how Brees Hall did. It's annoying you got to go all the way out to go into a separate screen. Because they're rated the same. And since we just brought in Howard as a free agent, I may end up, or I suppose we can do a little competition here. I would say Howard's did a little bit more. I think we're gonna bump him up. We'll make him the number 2. And we'll let him. We'll do a competition here between them. Obviously, not the strongest roster in the world. I'd say we're stronger than we were in Carolina, though, for sure. I'm certainly interested to see. So, yeah, we are going to move up. I wish there was a way that you could just, like, put them, like, here and bump everyone down instead of, like, you have to go in and make those moves up. And, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of annoying. Like, if I moved him up here, then I got to reorder them one by one, and the thing kicked me out again. We're almost getting ready, or getting ready for some gameplay here. So that was corner. I think it saved my move. Yeah, Howard's going to be the backup. That's good. Free safety, Winfield. Then Johnson backing him up. And Tyke Smith. Not a strong, backup there, but and then we're fine with all our special teams, kick return, all that good stuff. Okay. What time is it? Whether or not we do this now or wait till after, because we definitely needed, was a defensive tackle was pretty far down. Tart, I like that name, and he's young. Near Tart. Do we need to spend all this right now? What's our... That's going to be $3 million. Yeah, we don't have enough room to do that. We pretty much spent our money on getting the backup center. So, what was it, left end as well? We really needed John Franklin Myers. He's awesome. Yeah, we couldn't even afford these guys if we wanted to. Okay, so we're just going to have to battle with what we got then. So we got Jacksonville to start things off. And I'm going to just skip the press conference. So here we go. We'll play the full game, but then we're going to end up simulating. I'm probably just going to play like the first quarter, then maybe if we have time to jump into one more quarter. And as per usual Tampa Bay tradition, we got to get the white unis at home. I wish Madden would kind of do that. I wish they would just recognize that the Bucs don't wear red until the second half of the year. So that's going to be that. And then the Jags, they're not going to wear these garbage uniforms. We put them in their classics, which they don't have a white one yet. So I think for white... Oh, well, they're not going to be wearing white anyway. For white, I put them in that. And then... Did they ever put a... No, they never did. A white of the old school Jags jersey. I think everyone says what the Jaguars wear now is terrible. That's obviously the classic look. So that's what we're going to go with. And they are going to go... Yeah, with that, and we got the white. So here we go. Let's get our first look. The new sliders, all that fun stuff.
Welcome to week 1 of the NFL
and we're going to see what this team looks like.
Hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Jags and the Buccaneers. All that and more coming up next.
The cannons of the pirate ship ready to fire in the north end zone. We can only be one place. Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa, the home of the Buccaneers. The preseason is upon us. So good to be with you, Mike Tirico, with Greg Olson about to embark on that journey that ends with the Super Bowl. Greg, so good to finally have football back on the field.
Absolutely, and it doesn't matter if it's preseason, regular season, playoffs. When NFL football's on TV, Mike,
we may only be able to do one game, but we'll see.
And a lot of these young players, this is the start. Just like you said, this is a journey to making the roster, a journey to being there in week 1. And for a lot of these teams that have playoff hopes, it seems like small beginnings, but this is where those playoff dreams and ultimately those Super Bowl runs all get their starts.
It's raining here in Tampa. Okay, so we're going to go on defense first. So I guess this will be a good test of the new sliders to see where we're at. I also didn't turn the thing. You know what? I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I just want people to see how dumb Madden is, that they haven't patched out the NFL logo. So we're just going to have to deal with it.
Ready to go to work for the first time. Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft. It's Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I might only be able to do this one game, which is fine. Okay, let's test it out. The new sliders. Let's see. Via Veda. Let's see. First time playing with a different team in this Madden. And our very first play, we get burned on a bunch of yards. So, not a good start. Those uniforms are beautiful, man. How can the Jaguars look at that in their catalog and then wear what they wear now? It's like crazy to me. There's been a push for him, so we'll see. There's been a big push. So I was mentioning before, I did one season with the Bucs in Madden 12, just like a fun thing, but I never kept it going. So this was my first time having been with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Coach Jake Delhomme in the rain, preseason.
In the pistol, here's Lawrence.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I like that coverage. That was something I don't think I've seen out of the Panthers. And I could have said, like I said, it could have been the Panthers were terrible. It's either the Panthers were awful, and that's why there's always 70% completion percentage, or we really need to adjust the sliders. But I got a good pass rush there.
Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down.
Oh, okay, that's okay. I hit the wrong button. I went down. Okay, well, we gave up the big pass, but I would say defensively, as Trevor Lawrence fighting with Broswell. I would say overall, other than giving up that big completion, that was a decent first possession there.
Maher's kick.
Okay, so Jags take 3, and we're going to control Baker, and I'm interested. Because in this game, Madden 25, I've only controlled Bryce Young and a rookie Quinn Ewers, so a chance to control a veteran, a guy that's got some playoff experience. Let's see how this controls, how it feels.
So the Tampa Bay offense set to work for the first time in this one. And they're led by the #1 overall pick back in 2018. Greg, it is Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
Judging by our conversations with the coaches, Mike, I think it's a pretty safe bet. We won't be seeing a lot of this guy. I think what they're trying to do is just get him under center, knock off some of the rust of the offseason.
All right, we're going to start with a run. Nice simple thing to start things off for the Bucs.
At the end of the day, you just can't replicate this style of
Oof.
action in practice.
Okay.
Whether you're an established veteran like him or a young quarterback, these reps in the preseason are invaluable.
Play action, what we're looking at here. I try, if you guys want, I try often not to look at the lines on the screen. I know a lot of YouTubers like do all the pre-shift and all that stuff, but like I'm trying to go with like real life. You can't imagine what the routes. I mean, you know the play, but to like be able to have that overview and look at everything. That's I like that start. There we go. But I mean, you can't pull a quarterback in real life can't pull the camera back and see like what routes everyone's gonna run. You have to go off of how the play is called. So that's why I kind of like to do it that way.
They send Evans in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Baker.
Oh.
In trouble. Down he goes.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down,
Nice
now
quick
you face
pass.
a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Well, they'll get
I think in real life he's on the Bucs, right? The Ibuka.
After that first sack, I think we both
But
have
he
a
was
perception
drafted in
there
real
was
life, and in
error
this game,
for
I don't
this
think
drive,
he's
but a really
a.
nice
I think
job
he
there in
was
the passing game on second
a
down. That
pre,
big chunk
like made
brings them
rookie or
from
something. I don't know.
second and long
Yeah, let me know in the
to now
comments.
at
Is he in
least
this game or
third
not
and
in this
10.
game? Okay, well that was not a great pass, but I like that I kind of had some speed in the pocket. Okay, hey, that's that's a start. That is what it is. That's why we're doing preseason. We're playing it out, how it's feeling. So we'll see how our second defensive possession goes. What time we got? It's 2:36, so I gotta jump on to AEW in a little bit here. That's why I say I don't think we're gonna get the second game in. Okay, so already the defense is playing a little better with these different sliders. Again, I think it was Game Rant that I looked it up and I used their sliders. Either that or I just have a much better team than what I had with the Carolina Panthers, which I would believe either way. So it's nice to kind of have a team that's got a little bit of skill to them. We're not rebuilding. Trying to think like the last couple years. We did the Lions in Madden 12, which was kind of a rebuild. Although I'd say the Lions were kind of decent in those 2000s eras, right? And then in Madden 20, we started with the 49ers, which were coming off a Super Bowl, so that wasn't a rebuild. And then the Dolphins and all that stuff. So jumping into a team that's got a little bit of experience coming off of a playoff appearance.
It's Lawrence. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
Injury timeout.
We'll
So it's their guys mostly getting banged up. Yeah, when it hits 250, 255, I'll have to jump off. I don't think we're going to get into a second game. Maybe we do like 1 or 2 possessions of a second game with the offense.
To the right side. And
Christian
cuts
Kirk's
out.
just gashing us right now.
They're going to work this down inside the 45.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the
There
left
we
side.
go.
And they're going to get to him and take him down. Taken back to the other side of
So we're
midfield.
piling up injuries. Why are there
Following
3
that shot,
injuries?
we have a player who was
I might have to
injured.
bump injuries down even more.
Against Hope here in the
There's no
preseason,
reason we should have
especially
3
that it's not too
injuries
serious.
in the first game
What
of the
we do
season.
now is they come up on 2nd and long.
Like the first preseason game of the season. That's kind of ridiculous.
Working out of the gun.
But I
it's
do like
Lawrence.
that we got some decent pass rush here. There. Oh, maybe that's some of that ball security thing that we had a little lower.
Pick it up.
Or a little higher, I guess I
We see
should
this
say.
so often, Mike, especially with how good these receivers are after the catch. They're
Dislocated
so eager to
elbow.
make
And I know
the
injuries
extra
can happen
yardage.
anytime, but
Sometimes they don't
holy
completely
smokes.
put the ball away. And with how good these defenders are at knocking it loose, pretty fortunate on that one. His teammate was there to prevent that from being a turnover.
In motion comes Thomas. Here's Lawrence to throw.
And I think that was one of the things we turned down, or we bumped our
Now this
pass
one
rush
is
up.
in reverse again.
Again, I might tweak that a little bit. We're gonna kind of test it and play around with it, but
Jaguars
I felt like with our
cut this one
Panthers,
away.
we like never got any pass rush. And again, we're playing with a bad team, but this already feels a little bit more
And this one's
realistic
gonna
with the
land
different
out of
sliders.
bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Bucs offense ready to take over for their second possession. This one
Not much
has
from their
been
running
tight
game yet,
so
though.
far. A field goal separating the two sides. This drive kicks off with 1st and 10. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Baker to throw.
Wow, they just got right in there.
And down he goes. A sack.
Who was blocking them?
Best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means.
Who was blocking them? Holy smokes. They just pushed right through. Somehow they messed up. They should have shifted 71. Yeah, they got all screwed up, and then it was just a flat out bum run. Can I see the sliders here? The game options? Maybe not. I don't know why they don't adjust that in game. I don't remember what I had injuries on before, but if they keep going nuts like that, I might bump that down some more. Yeah, it's kind of stupid. They don't let you adjust anything mid-game.
You have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him.
But
in
Baker's
the
already
pocket,
hit the
keep him
turf
on that
twice,
X.
which is not what
And
we
when you
want to
do, man, he
see.
becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Out of the shotgun. Mayfield.
There we go. I like that.
It's Evans. They get 18 on the pitch and catch. Good for a Buccaneers first down. One of the tight ends in motion right.
I got to watch this offensive line.
Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10.
We're not getting a whole lot of protection here from the O-line.
And connected. And they'll get about half
I thought we did a nice job. I know we got some 70s up there, but I thought we did a decent job.
From the gun, it's Mayfield.
That was nice. That was a nice throw.
And he's down on the other side of midfield.
I suppose that's the dangers when you have maybe moving a right guard over to play left guard and you got a rookie out there. That kind of stuff is going to happen a little bit.
Putting the tight end in motion. Mayfield to throw it here on 1st down.
Oof.
And this ball's going to
I
be
thought I could
incomplete.
sneak that one in. That was not the case.
So that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on
I'm
this
gonna keep
drive,
throwing it
Mike,
just because I
picking
think
up
that
fresh sets of
these
downs.
guys come off the field
Really,
after that
throwing
first
the ball on first
after we get out of the
down is
first
a great
quarter.
way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here?
Ooh,
Or
nice
is the
job,
idea to
thread
just
the
make
needle,
3rd
3rd and
down
inches.
manageable and take your chances
I guess we can
picking
run
up
the
a
ball
key 3rd
here.
down.
Here's 3rd down and a
If they come out, I might have time to jump into one more game before all in begins.
They'll try to run for it. Here's White. And he's going to have a Bucs first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert.
Liking this drive so far. Liking the feel of this team.
Here's Mayfield.
Jake Delhomme, a Buccaneer. That was
incomplete over the
that's
middle.
probably a side effect of turning the sliders way down on interceptions. But we can just say that's a pass deflection because there's already way more interceptions than there should be in these games.
There was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make
Just
him
had to get
have
rid of
throw
that
such
one
a
quickly.
window ball.
There's our rookie.
Receiver in a tight spot.
Getting some random wide shot here.
So just a
All right, I'm going to finish the drive, but I believe that's going to take the starters out, so we won't. If the starters are out at this point, yeah. There you see Brady's number 12. Do you think anyone else would wear 12 again in Tampa? Should we change Mac Jones's number? Isn't that Gronk? I said Brock. Gronk's number.
He's got it. And he will have a first down, but
Oh, man.
that's going to stand.
Fiddle faddle.
They're already heading backwards. The task now, a really tough
I forgot we're playing with our new timing rules, too.
And that is
All right,
incomplete.
so I am going to jump to the end of this game. And we will do one more preseason game. And then we will jump onto the regular season. I'll probably do some off-camera stuff to get the season ready to go. And then, we'll, like I said, it'll be a mix, kind of what we did last season. We'll do some games with the in-game commentary. We'll do some games with my commentary. Let me know in the comments which one you guys prefer. Want to hear from you guys because we get a mix of both. We may try to do some Patreon stuff as well with this series. Maybe like a Patreon bonus game or some Twitch games here or there is a possibility. Let's kind of see how. I mean, nothing really to write home about offensively, I suppose. Mac Jones did fairly good, and Baker 7 of 10. Let me. I'll check the sliders real quick too, just to kind of get that first evaluation out of the way. Skip, all that stuff. Because I felt like we were just getting rushed like crazy, but pass blocking's at 50, so maybe our guys are just rough. Injuries, I'm going to bump down even more. There should be injuries, but there shouldn't be that many. I'm going to put that at 15. And I would say, at least for the most part, everything else felt pretty good, I think. Maybe their pass blocking needs to be bumped up a little bit, but I'll kind of get more of that evaluation when we get into an actual game. So we got Titans and the Steelers. Then we got the Bengals to kick things off. Yeah, I mean, unless it says dev trait, people said don't even click on these things because it does more harm to your team than good. When do we start doing cuts or anything like that? Maybe I won't jump into the regular season yet. I might stay on that last preseason game to not have to do any of the cuts yet. I can do that stuff off camera. So here's kind of the big injuries for the most part, especially to our guards and right end, but they're going to be back before the regular season starts. So, all right, maybe time to do one more quarter here. Should we do offense and defense? Why not? And then for the Titans, they've been doing, I hate the blue helmet. So they're getting their white helmet, which I prefer. And then they've been doing, now would they wear white at home to begin the year? I think the Titans would. These are always my preferred Titans uniforms here. The this look, but I have grown more used to these jerseys, but you got to have the white helmet if you're the Titans. I hate the way they name these things as well. Like, why do you have all these jerseys that's this little a difference? Like, look at that. It's that little difference, and they name it like the same thing. And they're supposed to be wearing powder blue this year in real life. It's going to be the look. Should we go powder blue and navy? Or should we go all... Maybe we can go all powder blue? That might be an interesting look for preseason. Let's do it. Let's go crazy. We'll give them a crazy look. And then, of course, we got our pewter pants. I know sometimes the Bucs like to wear all white. Whichever. We don't have a whole lot of time anyway. We got to jump into it. We got to bust this out as quick as possible this quarter with Tampa. Yeah. Come on, the white helmet looks so much better for Tennessee. I know, kind of looking like the Chargers a little bit, but...
Kicker Chase McLaughlin to get us started. And off we go from Nashville.
Oh, did I pick the color rush? Oh, look at this, because they don't... Maybe they do have the navy. I guess they do have the navy numbers. Never mind. I thought they had white numbers, but I think they do have navy numbers.
Set to go to work for the first time.
All right, we got Will Levis. This will be a real test of the sliders. We should be able to kind of rough him up a little bit here.
Because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts put arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft.
And another injury on the first play. Wait, maybe not. Maybe he's just slow to get up. I thought it was an injury, but maybe not. All right, we're going to give ourselves a 5-minute warning here. It may only be able to get like one possession or so on offense, but we got AEW All In starting in 5 minutes, then Saturday night's main event. It is a loaded day. There's going to be a lot of good stuff to watch. It's going to be exciting. Tune in for it all. WWE 2K, we'll get back to that at some point. New patch broke the game.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
A little drive here for the Titans.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive lineman creating
The yellow blue looks nice. It kind of reminds me of the Arlington Renegades a little bit. There we go.
Levis in trouble, down he goes.
So at least we get a little bit of the night. I like these sliders, aren't bad so far. Who knows if I had these with the Panthers? I mean, I shouldn't be getting, we'll see. I shouldn't be getting 5-6 sacks a game. That's kind of unrealistic for NFL, but we'll see. But we should be able to at least be competitive on defense, which I felt like we were not getting there with the Panthers. You guys saw it was 70-80% completion percentage. But these are already feeling, and I made a little bit of tweaks. I pretty much copied their sliders, but I made a couple of tweaks.
What are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go
Let that one go.
Because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle, no mental mistakes.
All right, Baker time. This might be the only possession here. I maybe, depends, we might simulate if we get on defense quickly, just do one more offensive possession, but it's a race against the clock at this point before All In begins. But we went almost 2 hours here, which is kind of rare because we try to keep it at 1 hour these days for the algorithm, but I really wanted to see what this Bucs team looked like, and it'll be interesting and fun when we get the opportunity to play the Carolina Panthers, because we'll see them twice a year, and we'll get a chance to see what Quinn Ewers looks like. So as much as I'm interested to see this new and improved Madden 26, I kind of want to play another year or two on Madden 25 to see what the Panthers are going to look like and what we can do with the Bucs. Oh, and he dropped it. Okay, so here's where we'll sim. And they punted it back to us. So we get another possession here.
Mayfield off the play fake.
Beautiful. Oh, that was good. There's the first big play.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one good for
An
37
interesting
yards.
pickup, Jake Delhomme to the Buccaneers. You know, basically a lifer in Carolina outside of the Browns and the Texans at the end of his career. Big run by White, and there's our very first official touchdown. And we might have just bought ourselves one more possession here. There's our first official touchdown. Unofficial official because it's preseason. As Jake Delhomme comes in with only 2 years head coaching experience to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There he is. And, yeah, you like that. So, let's see what we got here. Kickoff. I don't know if this music's copyrighted. We'll soon find out. Ooh, interception. Jamal Dean. So we got 3 minutes here. So that's kind of perfect. So let's see what we can do. Final drive. We're in field goal range. And this will wrap up this stream without a doubt here. Because we're in really good position. Nice. It feels different whether or not it's the sliders, whether or not we just got a couple more talented guys. Offense and defense, it definitely feels a lot different, a lot better than the Carolina Panthers. It was, I felt like we were fighting against water at times with the Panthers.
That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down.
We haven't had a chance to scramble with Baker yet. Guess we haven't needed to. There's Mike Evans, brought him back 3 years. Hopefully he's going to be a Buccaneer for life. We had Mike Evans for 1 year on our Denver Broncos. You can check that out in the archives here on YouTube.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra
and there, oh my goodness, we got stuffed. I'm gonna throw it just because it's preseason. I want to see what our goal line offense is like. Maybe Delp is gonna be open. Oh my God! See, that should be. That needs to be fixed because I literally tapped the button as light as I can tap it, and that should have been a floater to the corner of the end zone, like a toe tapper, and instead it was a bullet pass that almost got picked off. But that's why we got interceptions turned down like we do. And there we go. So 14 points in the second preseason game, guys. All right, we are going to sim forward. That's not a bad jump from what we did with week 1 preseason against the Jaguars to what we're doing here against the Titans, and pretty much nobody doing anything either side of the ball. We are going to get a shutout, Jake Delhomme, so only a field goal after that. And the first official, unofficial win for Coach. You guys let me know in the comments, should I change Mac Jones' number to not be Tom Brady's number? Is Brady going to be retired in Tampa? He only played 3 years, won him a Super Bowl.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching.
He should be number 10 anyway, Mac Jones. Is there anyone else on this team that's number 10? I'm just going to change it. I'm going to change it real quick. Who else is number 10 that we can change? Let's see what we got here. Baker, 10 of 20. Kenny Pickett, he got hurt. Mac Jones, 8 of 10. And you see White with his 2 touchdowns. So, yeah, I'm going to do off camera a lot of the cuts and get the roster all shored up before we get into week 1 versus the Bengals. Maybe we could look at I don't know, can we look at our season schedule at all? Or is it only going to show us the preseason up to the point? All right, let's see if we can make that edit. Manage roster. NFL roster. Well, it'll be fun to get into a full game for sure, right? It'll be fun. I don't hate having Mac Jones as the backup either. That's a guy that, you know, whatever his situation was. So 10 is not available. Who's got 10? Let's make him 15 for right now. But he's a guy that's got experience, and if Baker ever gets hurt, obviously we don't want that to happen, but if he gets hurt, solid guy. And then Talon Green, just being a Boise State fan, kind of fun to have him on the team. So who would have number 10? This is where it sucks with the new rules with numbers, because the numbers are all scattered now instead of immediately knowing who your 10s would be. But as we're getting deep into the depth chart, Trey Palmer, number 10. Should I give... And he is 10 with the Bucs in real life as well. All right. Well, Mac Jones will have 15 then. And who knows, we'll ever see him again. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully we did all right. We got 2 minutes till all in begins. But we are with the Buccaneers. And can we see the schedule real quick before we jump into it? We'll look at transaction history and all that. Pardon me. On some later episodes. Can we see the regular season schedule? Ooh, we can. So a little... Look at this. The schedule kind of sucks. We get 3 games at home, then 4 games on the road. So we start off with the Bengals. Nothing in prime time until week 9. But we get the Bengals, Cowboys, and Falcons at home. Then we travel to Minnesota, to Vegas, and then the big one with Carolina, the return to Carolina. Then we got the Lions. Kind of almost a similar schedule to what we had with the Panthers recently. Saints. Then we got a primetime game at the Steelers, the bye week at the Saints. Then the schedule kind of gets a little more normal, but in what world do you have 3 home games and 4 road games in a row? It's pretty bad. And then at 49ers, at Falcons, at Ravens, home against the Browns. So we got 4 primetime games. Bears, Packers in primetime is interesting. Ravens. Then we end the season with the Panthers. So that could be interesting. That could be some playoff stuff there. So we got to travel the big ones. Other than our division stuff, we go to Baltimore, which is always tough. We got at San Francisco, at Pittsburgh, and at the Lions, at the Raiders, at the Vikings. And we'll have to pick out some games here to wear our throwback, the creamsicle. And so normally the Bucs, we won't start wearing red till probably about here. This Week 12 game against the Bears, the Packers, the Browns, and the Panthers. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And Jake Delhomme, now with the Tampa Bay Bucs. All right, let's go watch All In. It's time, AEW.